I'm tired of people trying to play with the ancients and with the ancestors. Now, I ain't gonna lie. The ancestors was not always perfect. I know in some of my bloodline, back, it's not always that perfect. I'm not gonna lie. But it's like, bro, we're not gonna act like they was dumb or they was retarded or they was just some primitive beings. Like, no. Like, no. Like, and if you're gonna say primitive, it better not mean dumb. You can say primitive without it meaning dumb. So like I'm tired of people trying to play on their top. Like for example, you see the ancestors talking to the trees and act like they crazy. The ancestors were just very smart and they knew everything's intelligent and everything could communicate. You know how like an apple produces apples? That's its personality. That's how it expresses itself by producing apples from the apple tree. You know what I'm saying? They knew that these things had personalities and stuff like the ancients knew all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like at least when it came to the ancients, right, talking to spirits, you may think they crazy. At least they knew what the freak they was doing. People nowadays receive a thought all the time and think it's actually coming from them. They'd be like, "That's a crazy thought," but you think it came from you? How's it a crazy thought if it came from you? Because you don't always think like that. That's why it's so crazy. If you always thought like that, it would not be crazy. The thought is not coming from your normal intelligence. It's coming from intelligence that's coming through you and stuff like that, aka a spirit. The ancients knew this. So instead of just receiving thoughts all the time, thinking it came from them, they at least knew, hey, that's a spirit right there. That's a spirit right there. And they was able to label them. You know, they was able to label them. What's the word? Dissect them. You know what I'm saying? Individualize which ones they are, stuff like that. And they was just super duper smart. When they had mythology, people would swear that mythology just be crazy. The mythology be trying to tell spiritual stories. Like for example, Asar sleeps with Nebuchadnezzar. Set kills Asar, and then from that whole entire thing, eventually Anubis is born. Isis finds Asar, and then puts his body back together. Then Horus gets born. Now, that's a whole myth and a symbol for how your soul falls to physical awareness, then your ego disintegrates your soul because Set cut Asar the soul into mad pieces. It disintegrates your soul, and because you mixed with physical awareness, now you have intellectual discernment, and you start to know real from the unreal, good from bad, right from wrong. Because since you just went through this whole experience in the physical, now you know, okay, one's spiritual, one's physical, one's good, one's bad. You gain that awareness and that discernment, and then eventually your spiritual wisdom and awareness puts you back together, reintegrates your soul, and then from that you then gain a new spiritual aspiration and desire, aka Horus. And it's like that's what the myth symbolizes. And with all the other myths, I don't even just mean Egypt. I mean like a lot of the ancients, like they near all of them. Like I'm pretty sure all the ancients was probably more intelligent than you freaking think. Like when certain aboriginals talk about freaking sky people coming down and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You may think they crazy, but they know what the frick they're talking about. Cause either they talking about aliens or it's just a myth or a symbol for something. But people don't always see it like that. And when they was talking about aliens really was coming down here. You know, they wasn't always just capping. Like some alien myths do just be myths. Some actually be real events, historical encounters, and the ancients were not crazy. The ancients were very intelligent. People think that we're evolving right now. No. What if we actually started inside the spiritual being state and then came all the way down to the physical state and now we're going back up? You see what I'm saying? What if the beginning actually started way high up and then started to go down and now we're gonna start going back up type stuff? You see what if it's like that for real? Because the ancients was smart, they was intelligent. We see all the pyramids, we see all the spiritual wisdom, we see all the spiritual knowledge. The ancients, they was like that, bro. Stop playing on the ancients, stop playing with the ancestors.